Hello everybody, welcome to the Raw Life Health Show. And a lot of people ask me about diet and how to eat a raw food diet and just eat healthy in general. And eating raw foods is pretty simple. You just got to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables. It's more of a mental issue than it is a physical thing of eating fruits and vegetables. When you think about what's most appealing to the body, forgetting about all the labels, forgetting about all the doctors' information and TV and media, we're naturally attracted to things that are colorful and taste sweet, and that's what you get when you get fruits and vegetables. The other day, one of the cats I have here died, and I went to go bury it, and I'm thinking, no one would be attracted to this without all the media around, meat is good and all this stuff. It's just absolutely unattractive. But then I started to think about, really, when it comes to being successful at eating a raw food diet or not successful at eating a raw food diet, what is the barrier? What is different? And what is going to determine truly what's healthy or not? Because I often say, as long as we eat raw, ripe, fresh, organic, fresh vegetables, fruits, and nuts, and seeds, we're going to be healthy. But there's a different way, and I say you have to do this the right way. One of the most important things that people don't think about, whether you're eating a raw food diet or if you're just looking to add more fruits and vegetables to your diet, is where is it coming from? I remember a couple of years ago, I don't want to say because of the algorithm too obviously, but a couple of years ago people were concerned about putting something in their body that they didn't believe needed to be there. They didn't have the information of where it came from, enough information about what it's going to do in their body, so they were opposed to putting it in their body. However, people will put stuff in their body, on their mouth hole, all the time, not knowing where it came from, not knowing what it's going to do in the body, and they do that every single day when they're eating. The worst type of food to put in your body is processed food. The more processed the food is, the harder it is for your body to properly utilize that food. And we want to eat foods that are as little processed as possible. Now, chances are foods that come from really far away have been processed by the time it gets to you. And that it can even be fruits and vegetables. So my question to you today is, everybody, is when is the last time you checked where the food you came from, or where the food you're eating came from? So when is the last time you checked where the food you're eating came from? I mean, was it locally? If it was locally, do you know where? And is it not locally? Is it from another country? Is it from another state? Most people don't even check, and you got to think about, in your whole life, have you ever checked? And sadly to say, I would think the answer to many people would be zero in terms of where it came from, zero in terms of who produced it, and zero in terms of what it is or what's even in it. But why do people continually put that food in their body not knowing any of this information? The ideal foods for you to eat are going to be foods that were grown locally, and you know the source. Now, the number one best source would be from yourself. You're growing the food yourself, you know where it came from. But beyond that, if it's a vegetable that came from another area or another state, perhaps another country, do you know the practices of that? Now, it's not as difficult to mess up a fruit or vegetable as it is other things, but if you pick that fruit or vegetable unripe or overripe, and you're spraying it or dipping into some chemical solution, it can cause disease in the body. Now, when we get to the level of meat or other processed food, stuff that comes in a bag, box, container, or can that's not just necessarily protected by the skin of the fruit and vegetable, it could be a lot more dangerous because we don't know what they're adding to that food. We don't know the source of that food. And when is the last time people never check? All these people that I think they're interested in health, they never check, well, this food came from here or this animal came from here. Often you'll find 0, 0, 0. I don't know where it came from. I don't know when it was produced. I don't know how long it's been around. But I'm still going to put it in my body because the supermarket wants to make it look real nice with their packaging and advertising, because the media says this is supposed to be healthy for me or something else. Look, the only thing here, I have these mangoes all around me, if you could see them, but the only thing that should be surrounding or packaging around our products should be the skin of the fruit or vegetable. And as we get more away from that, we have to be more aware. We shouldn't do less research, we should do more research. I want to know where the fruit and vegetables I eat are coming from, because it does make a difference. Doesn't mean I'm going to completely stop eating stuff, but I'm certainly already stopped eating fruits and vegetables for the most part, not 100%, but from other countries, unless I know the personal source and to know how it's processed and how it's done. And we might think it's too difficult or too much work to research the source of this. Well, that should be a question of you. When a couple of years ago you didn't want to put something in your body because you weren't sure, you didn't say it was too much work to find out. You wanted answers. Well, we should demand answers. So when we eat a fruit or vegetable, whether it's from our local farmer's market or from another country, we should find out, well, what's in that food? How, where did it come from? When was it grown? What's the stabilization life of that food? How was it picked? And all these different answers. Well, definitely we should be doing that with our meat. What factory did it come from? How were those animals treated and fed that I'm eating? Do they pump up any drugs into these animals? And then stuff that comes in a bag, box, container, or can, that should be the easiest way to know where it is, because it has a label on it. So it should say where it came from, when it was produced, how far away it was from. If it doesn't, somebody's hiding something. And it's important that you know the answer to these things. So whatever diet you decide to eat, whether it's 100% raw food diet, whether it's a vegan diet, whether it's eating meat, my message to you is know what you're putting in your body. Know where it's coming from. And do your best to get the food that's least processed, and that's going to be most likely locally grown foods. And just about anywhere, at least in the southern part of the United States, all year, and in some of the northern states, at least for half of the year, there shouldn't be any problem buying locally grown foods. If you don't grow the food, there are local farmers markets, get the food. The majority of your food should come. And get to know the farmers at the market too, and maybe go to their farm and pick it up at least once so you can see how their practices are. But the majority of the food you should put in your body, you should know where it's coming from. I would say all the food. I try not to put anything in my body unless I know the source, but if I'm not going to, I'm certainly gonna try to reduce the chance as much as possible. I want to know where my food's coming from. If I buy nuts or seeds, I try to find a farm that grows those nuts or seeds and ship it to me. And pretty much I know all the farmers out here in South Florida, and they ship fresh tropical fruit all over the country all year. I know them personally. And with today's technology, there's no excuse for us not to have this information, to know the food and know what we're eating and where we're getting it from. And it's so important when it comes to our health. It's not just I just want to know where it came from. No, it has a lot to do, because if you don't know, it could make a major difference in your health. We got more science now than ever before in the history of man. We have that technology, we have that information. But why do we have the same or more diseases now than ever before? Doesn't that seem weird to you? We have more science now, but we have more diseases now. As I'd say, we have more people now, even with technology, still not knowing, not researching, and not caring where that food's coming from. They just want to eat. And they're pretty much playing Russian roulette with their life. Know what you're eating and know what you put in your body. It's not difficult. It's not complicated. And if it is complicated, if it's too hard for you to find out where this food came from, consider not eating it. It shouldn't be difficult. It shouldn't be difficult. Whether you go to Trader Joe's or Whole Paycheck or something, and something in a bag, box, container, or can, or whether they're making something in the back fresh, where'd you get these ingredients? Can I see the label? Can I contact the company? If you're not allowed to contact or even know the company where your food's coming from, why would you put that in your body? Let's get serious about our health, folks. And it's so much better when we know where our food came from. If you can grow it yourself, that's why I like, as a raw foodist, I grow sprouts. You don't have to grow your own sprouts, but it's very simple to do so. And every kitchen in this country can have in the world can have their own little garden when you grow sprouts, different kinds of sprouts. Put the effort into it, and it's one of the most important things you're going to do. So I pray people wake up and they do this right. And if you are eating meat, some of you think, oh, I could eat a little animal meat. Well, please investigate where it's coming from. Go look at that factory. Make sure it's on the up and up. Look at their practices. But still then, you're eating the most processed food in the world, which is dead bodies. So hopefully you'll figure that out and question, well, why would I want to put this in my body? It's not doing anything good for me. It's not doing anything good for you if you're eating animals. All right, everybody. Put your comments and questions below. Have a great day and a great raw life.
Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life, brighten up your life.